What's happening, folks? It's Wednesday. It's actually a little bit before 12. I'm a little bit early. But I'll be finishing up a little bit early as well, so it kind of balances out. I take away 2 hours, and I give you 10 minutes. That's how this works. What's happening? It's Wednesday. It's a little bit before 12 o'clock. It's currently 11:53 in the AM. I love the smell of a stream in the morning. That's right. It's Nerdmotron time, baby. Early shift? Yeah. I was just kind of sitting here, just like, I'm basically ready to go. It's either I sit here like a fucking bump on a log for 10 minutes, or I just fucking get on with it, you know? How's it going today, Leopards? I insist upon knowing how your day has been so far. There's not really been much of it so far, to be fair, but I must know. It's absolutely vital information. I do, as always, have a question for today. That question is, Would you rather? Everyone loves a would you rather question, right? They're always incredibly obtuse and frustrating. And every single time I'm like presented with two options, and I'm like, well, I'll take the third way actually, because I'm an awkward, pedantic little shitebag. Anyway, would you rather fight 1,000 egg-sized people or take care of a single human-sized egg for the rest of your life? Now, for myself, that's a difficult question, because I don't want to fight people, but I also don't want to look after a giant egg. And note that it is a fight to the death as well. There's no half measures around here. Either you die or the 1,000 egg-sized people die. This is just that bit from Gulliver's Travels, isn't it? Anyway. Pretty alright so far. You have a half day too. Awesome. That's fucking great stuff. I hope it's a nice day and you can get out and enjoy some sunshine and happiness. Maybe a bit of the pub, you know, if you're feeling cheeky. So this just creates more questions, doesn't it though? That's the joy of a would you rather question, is they always generate more questions. Which we'll now go through. Excellent. Why am I fighting the people? Are they trying to kill me, or is it just a genocide you're committing? It's just like a sort of spontaneous kind of street fight situation. You're just going along minding your own business, and then over the horizon, down the street comes a gang of angry, egg-sized people, and they are coming for you, my friend. What's in the human-sized egg? You don't know. You have no idea. It's it looks like just a normal, like, chicken's egg, but it's the size of a person, you know? And when I say egg-sized, that's what I mean. Just like your sort of standard kind of chicken's egg-sized kind of situation. Does it ever hatch? Well, no. Or maybe. You don't know, actually. That's the thing. Maybe it'll hatch, maybe it won't. But you've got to look after it for the rest of your natural life. Never knowing what's within and never knowing if you will ever actually find out. What do you have to do to care for it? Must it be healed and just left in place forever? It's sort of like, you know, in American schools, and maybe sometimes in UK schools as well, in like social studies or fucking family lesson time or whatever it is, they'll give kids like a bag of flour to like look after like a baby or something like that. Or maybe like these days they'd probably give them like a full-on fucking animatronic AI controlled cyborg baby to look after. But you know what I mean. I think it's that kind of situation. You just have to just basically nurture this egg as best you can. You know, keep it warm. You know, maybe talk to it. Maybe, you know, soothe it. Play peaceful music. You know, that kind of thing. Sorry, you said it must be heated, not healed. Yeah, I thought that was a bit weird. Why would it need to be healed? But anyway, yeah, it would need to be kept warm. You could probably get away with leaving it in one place, but I was kind of picturing you having to actually physically carry it around, at least some of the time. Are they armed? No. The egg-sized people are not armed, but they are very, very angry and very, very violent. And they will fight dirty. They will bite and scratch and spit, and they will go for the eyes. They're vicious little bastards, I'm telling you. Feel like maybe the egg could make you rich? Okay, interesting. Feel like moving the egg around is too much of a faff. Like the logistics of moving house with a giant fragile egg is awful. Yeah, the thought of that isn't making me happy, to be honest. Of course, I have not addressed the issue of what consequences will befall you if you fail to look after the egg. You just go straight to hell, basically. You don't even get killed. You just physically, bodily get transmitted into the lair of Satan for eternal torment. You turn into the egg for the next person. That's very good, actually. Yes, I like that. Yeah. So, given all of that, what would you rather have? What would you rather do? Personally, I am kind of leaning towards looking after the egg for the rest of my life, because I don't really go anywhere. I could just like set up a little corner for it somewhere, and it would just be fine. It would just sit there, and everything would be fine. Maybe get a little trolley for it or something, so I can take it out for a walk. Anybody asks what I'm doing, I'll just be like, obviously I'm taking my egg for a walk. Like a totally normal person in a totally normal situation. You never seen a guy with a fucking giant egg in a trolley before, mate? You've never lived. You think you want to kill 1,000 people? Then the problem is sorted. Okay, interesting line of reasoning there. Also, then people would know not to fuck with you. That's a good point. Like, if you take out 1,000 egg-sized... Like, if you take out 1,000 human-sized people, then... Actually, that's kind of a war crime, really, isn't it? Shouldn't joke about that. Especially these days. Anyway. Yeah, people, like... Coming out of that sort of situation, yeah, you would gain a lot of cred, I believe, is the term. Then you've got to heave a huge egg in your house for eternity. Yeah. Sorry, have a huge egg. And heave a huge egg. You probably have to heft it around a little bit. It's valuable square footage in the house. True. But I mean, I've got a lot of space that I'm not using, really. You know, I've got some spare furniture I can just push to one side and, you know, it's human-sized, but I mean, that you're only talking like a couple of meters square, really. I mean, depending on the size of your house, of course. Maybe I'm just flexing my privilege here with my enormous fucking mansion that I live in. I could have an entire nation's worth of human-sized eggs living in my house, and I could walk around for a month and never see a single one of them. I think just kicking and stamping and slamming a big stick around, it'll make it pretty quick. Yeah. They are very, very angry, though. And they are probably quite well coordinated as well. So, could be more challenging than you might first expect. Because a couple of them, all it'll take is a couple of them to like crawl up you, like climb up your clothes, and you're sort of batting them away, and you've got the ones like sort of punching at your feet, and they're like, get away from me, while these ones are trying to climb up you. And even a single one gets up to your head, then they're just going to go straight for your eyeballs and just dig into your eyeballs or climb into your mouth and down your throat and choke you. This is definitely somebody's fetish that I'm describing here. Which is fine. That's allowed, actually. Thinking of like an army running at you? Yeah. You're huge compared to an egg. True. Imagine something the size of a skyscraper coming for you. That's... there's no way you're beating that. Depends what it's made of. Like, if it's skyscraper-sized, but made of, like, papier-mâché. Well, actually, no, papier-mâché is pretty... To make a skyscraper made of papier-mâché would probably actually be quite tough. Just tissue paper. E-girls, hello!
Chaos Emerald!
It is a Chaos Emerald, thank you very much. How are you doing? We're just discussing today's question of the day, which might be the most interesting question I've asked so far.
Bonbons.
Bonbons indeed. So I'm yet to get a firm answer from Leopard on this. I think he's kind of leaning towards fighting the people rather than looking after the egg. What are you talking about, Nerdmotron? I'll tell you. It's today's question of the day. Would you rather fight 1,000 egg-sized people to the death, or look after a single human-sized egg for the rest of your life? You don't know what's in the egg. You don't know if it's ever going to hatch. You got to look after it. Just like you would look after a normal egg, you know, just keep it warm. Maybe you want to talk to it and soothe it, play some nice music for it, stuff like that. The egg-sized people, they're unarmed, but they're very angry. They're quite well coordinated. And there's 1,000 of them. You want to fight the egg people? You'd fight them? Not fucking caring for a huge egg for ages. Fair enough. Completed the parenting thing. Bring on the fight. Fair enough. I mean, it would be a fairly easy parenting gig, potentially. Because it's just an egg that's going to sit in the corner of a room. But then you don't know how long that's going to be for. And you don't know what's going to emerge from this egg, if anything. And you will always carry with you the temptation of what immensity of omelette can I fashion from this single egg? Imagine the sheer quantity of scrambled egg that might be fashioned from the yolky innards of the... Yolky innards? What? I mean, it's not inaccurate. Or is it? Because we don't know what's in the egg. You could crack that egg open, and then outpours 1,000 egg-sized people to kill you. You just don't know how it's going to go. So, I guess from the point of view of if you're fighting 1,000 egg-sized people, like that's just an immediate problem, and it has a very easy solution. So, whereas... As you are kind of alluding to, there's a lot more to think about and potentially deal with a single human-sized egg. A lot of inconvenience. It's basically a kind of a choice between a really unpleasant, visceral experience that's over in maybe 5 to 10 minutes, or a mild aggravation that goes on for decades. And when you put it that way, I think as much as I don't relish the prospect of stamping on 1,000 egg-sized people, I would probably pick that option. Because I got better things to worry about. I got bigger fish to fry, you know, than some big fucking egg. I'll get sick of that egg, and I will succumb to the temptation to find out what's within. Excuse me. Yoki Innards is a good band name. Yeah, you're right, actually. Feel like they need to die? Well, I mean, yeah, that's a good point as well. Is clearly this group of egg-sized people are just very belligerent. They're a threat to society, really. You cannot have a 1,000-strong army of egg-sized people just going around trying to kill people. You know? Like, you don't know if they're finished with you. You don't know if that's gonna satisfy them and they're gonna give up, or if they're gonna go off and find another victim. So really, these egg people need to be stopped. Feel like you're saving others? Yeah, they're clearly a menace to society, and not in a good way. If they were at all amenable to conversation, it would be a different matter, but that's not on the cards, I'm afraid. So, interesting. It's good to get a little bit philosophical sometimes, you know? Sorry, apologies for mic noises. Right, what's on the cards for today then? Well, it's Satisfactory. I mean, it's been alright so far. We'll see how it goes. I made a discovery last night, or rather a rediscovery, that has kind of changed the game a little bit, but just a little bit. And I thought when I discovered it was going to change the game completely, but it's not really. So the plan for today is basically chuck down a bit more concrete foundation work in preparation for the massive train situation that is developing. And then, as the stream title suggests, we're going to go off and do a bit of exploring for slugs and sloops, because I had a lot of fun doing that last night. Not last night. Well, I did a bit last night, but yesterday on stream, I mean. So that's the plans for today. I hope you will come with me on this great journey. If the game would like to just show up on the thing, that would be good. For some reason, the game capture thing doesn't like when it's in the main menu. It just doesn't like it. Watched Megalopolis last night. It's wow. I've not really heard much about it, but the little that I have heard is not good. I don't really know anything about it, to be honest. And well, from what little I've heard, I think probably that's for the best. I've heard some early reviews of Joker Folie à Deux. which is also apparently just really, really awful. Like, who'd have thought? Who could have called that one? So, congratulations, Hollywood, on once again slopping out some dross for us all. Although I can't really comment on Megalopolis because I ain't seen it and I don't know much about it. For you, the worst ever film is Escape from LA. It's notably bad on most levels. But vitally, I expected it to be okay. Megalopolis is far, far worse. Worse than Escape from LA. Interesting. So are you saying that you expected Megalopolis to be good, and it turned out to be worse than you could possibly have expected? Or did you not really have much expectation for it at all? Bad stuff? Not really. Fair enough. What is it? Is it bad? Is it like technically bad? Is it like a badly made film? Or is it more a case of it being like subject matter wise and the handling of stuff? You know what I mean? It's like having a toothache. Oh fuck! Everything just okay, right? Just an unmitigated wall-to-wall failure of a movie. Is it bad enough to be funny? Is it worth watching for the joke of it being bad, or is it one just to avoid completely? Do you reckon? Not so bad. It's well, I don't mean so bad it's good. I mean just like. Well, I guess I kind of mean that. I suppose actually, yeah. Okay, fair enough. So there's just no enjoyment to be gleaned from it whatsoever. Fair enough. Fair enough. I will. I'll maybe watch a couple of like reviews and things for it, because it sounds like the sort of movie that I would have a lot of fun listening to people talking about rather than actually seeing. Well, I mean, from what you're saying, it's not worth seeing anyway. Yeah, get ready for a lot of this noise, everyone. But only for a little while. Only until I fill in this massive gap here. Oh, and I'll show you the game changer thing in a second. Although it's not really a game changer. Joker 2 is a hard watch for people who idolised Joker or really like comics. Thought it was 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 is quite generous from what I've heard from other folk. And that is kind of what I've heard from folk who've been talking about it, is it's mostly just kind of a recap of the first movie. But also kind of takes the message, such as there was in the first movie. Because the proper message to take away from the first movie was that this guy was just a complete loser who was failed by multiple systems of care and his family and everything. And you know, he reacted to that, and I gather that the second one is just kind of taking the piss out of that conclusion or something. I don't know. Hello, Brad. How you doing? Never been a fan of Batman. It's a direct and lengthy assault on the fawning that happened with Joker 1. Right. Yeah, that's... Honestly, actually kind of fair enough, because I did kind of get a little bit sick of everyone being like, ooh, Joker, Joker's the best thing ever. And I'm just like, yeah, is it really? Are you just saying that because it kind of looks like a Martin Scorsese film? And kind of feels like a Martin Scorsese film? But when you strip away all the sort of superficial Martin Scorsese-esque elements, there's not really actually much there. Hello, Nightlights. Maybe some of the fawning needed to be assaulted. Certainly some of it needed to be tackled, shall we say, rather than assaulted. Bit of a odd way to put it, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, the folk who are like, oh, the Joker is my idol and my hero and fuck the system, etc., etc. Those people kind of deserve to be made fun of a little bit, I think. Nightlights, hello, saying, read the question of the day, which you'll see down below. Nightlights would put on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack to Knife in the Dark, the Knife in the Dark song, grab a shovel and absolutely annihilate 1,000 egg-sized folk. Interesting. So far, we are 100%, including myself, in alignment with the fight 1,000 egg-sized people to the death. Another egg slayer in our midst. No, they're not egg people. They are egg-sized humans. You know, they are actual human beings. They're just the size of eggs. So you're not smashing eggs. You're actually killing actual human beings. So yeah, I didn't really like the first Joker movie, although I'm kind of thinking I need to revisit it because I think a lot of the reasons that I have for not liking it, I don't think are particularly valid, given some conversations I've had with people about it. So I think I do kind of need to revisit it, but I don't think I'm gonna enjoy it anymore because it's just so bleak and miserable, and I know that's the point, but I have enough bleak misery in my life, you know? So. The other thing I've heard about Joker 2 is that just nothing actually happens in it. It's basically just a little bit of a courtroom drama, a little bit of a sort of One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest kind of inmates at an asylum doing shit kind of thing. With a little bit of a musical, sort of half-assed, half-arsedly kind of woven throughout it. It just sounds weird and bad. And boring. And pointless. And mean-spirited as well, which was one of my chief objections to the first movie, was just how mean-spirited the whole thing was. And again, I know that was kind of the point, and it doesn't necessarily a film just being mean-spirited doesn't necessarily make it bad, necessarily. Say necessarily again, Nerdmo, go on. I dare you. Yeah. I think one of my main objections to the first one was it was just a lot of people making very, very dumb decisions that I just couldn't believe that people would make the decisions that they were making. It was like stuff was happening that just didn't seem very realistic, and it was all just geared towards making this person, Arthur Fleck's life, as miserable as possible. Like the whole thing at the start where he gets attacked by those kids and his sign gets broken and he gets the shit kicked out of him, and then he goes to speak to his boss, and then his boss is like, oh no, you're fired because the sign got broken and we need to pay for that. And I'm just like, hang on a minute. What? And I know the point is to kind of be like, oh, well, his employer is heartless and callous and doesn't care about him, but it just doesn't ring true, you know? And I think the bit that really unsold it for me, so to speak, was the bit where he brings the gun to the children's hospital. And I'm just like, you wouldn't do that. Nobody would do that. That's just an unbelievably stupid thing to do. And I don't believe that even Arthur Fleck, as damaged an individual as he is, I don't think he would even do that, because he obviously has. He kind of demonstrates a liking for kids, not in that way, but a sort of an affinity for children. Like, he likes entertaining children and making children laugh and making children happy, and that's a great thing. And I don't think that he would have brought a gun to a children's hospital. I just don't think there's any realistic scenario in which he would even think to do that. And even if he did, I really, really don't think that he would have actively brought it into the room with the children. It's a lot of that sort of stuff, you know what I mean?
It's a chaos emerald!
Anyway, I've missed some chat here. Been absent, but much like seasonal flu, you have returned. Nightlights, you are nothing like the seasonal flu. What you are, in fact, is the vaccine against the seasonal flu, which comes around and goes away in the same sort of pattern, but is a force of healing rather than sickness and destruction. First one's just the king of comedy again. Yeah, and Taxi Driver, and, it very much wears its influences on its sleeve, and, that's fine. But like I say, if you strip out all the Taxi Driver elements and all the sort of Martin Scorsese-esque look and feel of it, the story at its core is just bad and boring and mean-spirited and just, like, kind of voyeuristic. It's kind of like just gawking at somebody having a really bad time, you know? And it doesn't really have much more to say other than, isn't society awful for not looking after people properly? Look what happens. And it's like, okay, great. Why did this need to be the Joker? Why did it need to be the Joker? Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway. Unlike the seasonal flu, it's nice to have you back inside our heads. Very well said, Brad. Very well said. King of Comedy is a really great movie, but I hate how much Scorsese ripped off Joker. Very good. It's a big bit of courtroom drama. Yeah, and kind of a stupid courtroom drama as well, from what I've heard, because it's basically just them kind of relitigating the stuff that happened in the first movie, in which Arthur Fleck quite openly and publicly murders several people, including one whom he shot in the head on television. And from what I gather, the whole court case, the whole courtroom thing is like a hearing to determine whether or not he's fit to stand trial. But it's like, his guilt is already kind of determined, you know? He very definitely killed those people. And whether he's dealing with some sort of split personality kind of situation... Say situation again, Nerd, we'll go on. It's kind of irrelevant, really, because he still killed those people. You know, he still needs to be dealt with. And clearly, he's a menace to society. Clearly, he is somebody who thinks that the solution to life's problems is to murder people. So, okay, fine. Have your little hearing to determine whether or not he's fit to stand trial, I guess. Also, isn't it set like 2 years after the first one? Surely all of that would have been taken care of already. Bizarre. Hello, Joa. Hello, welcome. Important questions about the egg. Do you die when the egg breaks? Possibly. We don't know. We don't know what is within the egg. We don't know precisely what will happen should the egg break or, you know, you fail to look after it or anything. That's kind of the tension with it, is you just don't know what to expect. Can I die while caring for the egg, or does it make you immortal? Good question. No, it doesn't have any effect like that. You're still normal you know, normal, mortal, fragile, fleshy yourself. And for the egg-sized people, what sort of egg? Chicken, ostrich? Chicken egg. Chicken egg. Sorry, chicken egg-sized people. And the giant egg is just like a scaled-up chicken egg. Like a chicken egg scaled up to human size. Also, thanks for the Chaos Emerald. You're all too lovely. Nightlights. Yeah, we are, actually. Could we all start being a little bit more mean? Specifically to nightlights, please. I'm joking. Don't anybody do that. Nightlights is one of the most beautiful and fantastic people I have ever had the pleasure of knowing, alright? You know what's aged rapidly? The Final Destination series. That's one that I never really... I always kind of liked the concept of it, but I never really engaged with it at all. I think I watched Final Destination 2? No, it must have been the first one. There's one where there's a big, road accident. I remember that. Or like a pile up on a highway. I don't really remember. There's a new one coming next year. That doesn't surprise me. Spoiler, they do a laugh track in the court. In Joker 2? What? What? Okay. It sounds to me like the producers of Joker 2 were just kind of taking the piss. That they saw the kind of visceral and unpleasant reactions to the first movie, and they were just like, okay, let's make a sequel where we just fuck about. And it doesn't really mean anything, and nobody can get particularly worked up about it because it's just weird and bad and pointless. Twist, a clone of you hatches from the egg? That's one possibility, certainly. Joa King is going to go with killing people. Specifically, I should note, the fictional, hypothetical, very much not real, egg-sized people from this fictional, hypothetical, very much not real scenario that I have invented fictionally. Well, I didn't invent it fictionally, but you know what I mean. So again, we are 100% on not looking after... What does this say about us? That we are more keen to kill 1,000 people than we are to look after a single inanimate egg. Sorry, just having a little bit of an existential moment there. I apologise. I love that emote. The smug with the thing. I love that so much. 2 is okay-ish, 1 and 3 aged badly. Oh, well, the Final Destination movies. That's 3, the one with the big thing. Big traffic pile-up. Okay, interesting that I would have seen 3 and not the other ones, but I think I watched that during the period of my life when I would just kind of park myself in front of Sky Movies for an entire day and just kind of dissociate and just absorb whatever movies were getting projected into my fucking cortex. So I've watched a lot of movies that way, but it doesn't really count because I don't really remember most of them. I remember going through LinkedIn, and I thought I'll go through LinkedIn and I'll add. I'll not necessarily review every single one, but I'll thank you for the emerald.
Emerald.
I'll add to a list every single movie that I have ever seen. And I was going through and I was like, I have definitely seen all of these movies. I don't remember a single fucking thing about any single one of them. I remember sitting there on my couch with my face pointed at the screen, and I remember the flashing images and the sounds happening, but beyond that, there's just nothing. Grabbing some herbal tea? Nice. What kind of herbal tea? What you got? What you rocking? Let's talk about something nice, like herbal tea. As much as I love talking about shit movies, and as much as I love rampantly speculating about shit movies that I haven't actually seen, let's get some herbal tea chat on the go. Now, I am not... I don't think I've ever really had a herbal tea. I've had like green tea. I don't think that counts as a herbal tea, does it? And I've had like fruity teas. I've had like minty tea, if you will. Yeah, I don't think I've ever had a herbal tea before. Holy moly, this is a lot of stuff. Holy moly, that's a lot of concrete. Joker 2 is a good bit more than taking the piss. The MO is quite clearly, for unknown reasons, people supported Joker during the first one as some kind of iconic villain. Let's utterly ruin that in every conceivable way. Fair enough. I mean, if that's the direction they wanted to go, then hey, if that was their artistic vision, then fair enough. I don't think it's a particularly good vision, and from what I've heard, it has not been realised with any degree of skill or giving a shit. Again, from what I've heard. Now, you're probably wondering why I've left this kind of jaggedy, saw-toothed edge around there and haven't just squared it off properly. And that's because it's the edge of the map. If I go any further in that direction, I will slowly die. So that's nice. Means I can't get over to whatever the hell's going on over there, which is a real pain in the ass, actually. And the other pain in the ass is that the world boundary isn't a nice square-edged thing. It's a curve, and it doesn't seem to be a particularly regular curve either. So that's kind of annoying. However, when I discovered that, I did think it was going to kind of be a killer for the whole train situation. Train-suation? I don't know. But I reckon there's still going to be plenty of room. Bloody fucking better be plenty of room. If I have set all of this up and spent literal hours of my life just doing this for absolutely no reason whatsoever, I am never playing this game ever again. That's not true. I couldn't maintain that illusion for very long at all. I'm already thinking about a second playthrough. And how I can improve efficiency and what have you. Whoa! Leopard saying, I, for one, am looking forward to some shit games. Oh, yes. As I said yesterday, I have been on a bit of a shopping spree on the old Nintendo eShop, looking for the cheapest games I can find. Most of which were on sale, so they're not actually as cheap as I got them for, but still. Looking for games ideally under £2. And let me tell you, I have got some potential doozies. So next month, I probably won't be finished with Satisfactory by the end of the month. But next month I won't be streaming it very much. I will be instead going through this little collection of cheap-ass Switch games. Some of which will be familiar to you. Some of which will be... some of which will look familiar, but probably aren't quite the same thing as what you think it is. Some of them you will never have heard of before in your entire life. And I'm really looking forward to it, actually. Because I'm accumulating these games, I'm gathering them together. I'm not playing a single minute of any single one of them. Because I want it to just be a pure experience of exploration that we go on together. A journey that we all take together. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful, actually. I think that's a beautiful thing. Oh. We've run out of concrete. I'm gonna have to get some more. See, it doesn't actually really take that long when you just kind of knuckle down and get it done, you know? There's a lesson in that for us. But I'm not smart enough to know it. Now, do I have any concrete with me, or have I used it all up? I've used it all up. Bow, 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 na 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 na. Do 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 do. Did I see the Fixmas thing they're doing for this? What, for Satisfactory? No. I'm assuming it's just a bunch of, like, fixes and, like, bug fixes and updates and things that they're planning to do over the festive season. Special Christmas event? Interesting. Interesting. Something to look forward to. Oh yeah, I can show you the kind of sort of game changer thing that I thought was going to change the game, but hasn't really. So, these are incredibly useful objects that I forgot I had access to. The Dimensional Depot Uploader. So each one of these boxes that I have set up is feeding into one of these dimensional depots. And what that does is basically it's a remote inventory. So everything that's in the dimensional depot I have access to anywhere in the game world. So what I've done is I've set up like just a continually generating thing for like rifle ammo and packaged fuel. So in theory, I should never ever run out of ammo or fuel. In theory. It's not gonna quite work out like that because I will quite rapidly deplete the 100 fuel that's in there, and it will take a bit of time to build that back up. But I thought that was going to totally undermine the whole train plan. Because I was like, well, what's the point in doing all the trains to take all the resources over there when I could just chuck them all into these and then just take myself over there? But it's not quite as simple as that because you are quite limited on the amount of space that you have. Like, for example, 500 concrete is enough for most jobs, but for the kind of thing I'm doing over there, it's it's a drop in the ocean, really. So it'll be very, very useful for little tasks and situations where I need to build something, but I don't have the resources on hand for it. But it's not going to completely eliminate the need for the fleet of trains, the locomotive assembly that I'm going to be making. The good thing about these boxes is they have 2 inputs and 2 outputs, so I can output into a dimensional depot and also output into a train station at the same time. So it's not so much a game changer as it is a game slight modifier, I suppose. And also, it's not really a game changer or modifier at all because it's a feature of the game, but anyway. I thought it was fun and interesting. No, I'd like to drive the tractor, please. Here we go. Probably not a good idea to be constantly looking backwards while driving, especially when there are large cavernous holes in the platform. Every so often I come to the realization in my mind that what I'm doing here is only half the job. Because I'm going to have to do all of this again at the other end of things. And it's making me a little bit sad, but also a little bit excited. I'm sorry, trees, but you're gonna have to go. Tally-ho! And you lot as well, I'm afraid. See you later. Whoa! Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Oh, more errant, more wayward nature over there. Get out of here! Yes. Yes. Very good. going to fill in this little bit, and then we're going to do something that's actually fun. Not that this isn't thrilling, but this really is mostly an off-stream job. Because apart from anything else, it's quite a lot of annoying noise going on, just kind of constantly. You got the noise of this happening, you got the noise of the waterfalls, and I like it. I like a waterfall sound, you know? I like the sound of a waterfall. Not everybody does. Right, there we go. Sorted. Where's my tractor? There it is. Now, the plan is, as the stream title says, to journey to the center of the map. So, let's just find out where that is. Right there. Blam. The center. And we're going to make that large and infinite, and we're going to give it a big old warning sign, because it's probably full of danger. And we're going to make it just as red as you've ever seen. There you go. Now, I could walk/fly over there. I could build an endless series of concrete foundations over there. I've got a different plan, though. And it's going to be fucking ridiculous. But I really just want to try it. Do. Okay. Let's go from about here, I reckon. Yeah, let's start here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to build a big hypertube cannon that is going to launch me across the world, potentially. Well, let's do it. So, that can be our entrance on this end of things. Actually, hang on. No. Oh, that was right enough. Close to your wit's end with the AI is 100% bad people. Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of AI, but I do recognize that it definitely does have some useful applications, you know? It is not 100% bad. It's a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good and it can be used for bad. And it can be used badly or it can be used wisely and beneficially. I definitely don't think it's 100% bad. Only a Sith deals in absolutes. Shit, that's not gonna work. Why am I building pipelines? What the fuck is wrong with me? That's what I'm looking for. Hello, Skinwalker. How you doing? Lovely to see you. Oh, mercy me. Oh, stretchy time. Ooh, there we go. Today's angle for them is the guy who just won the Nobel for Chemistry is unworthy because he never done anything. All right. I mean, Nobel Prizes. Well, actually, the science Nobel Prizes are pretty legit. I think. They kind of done nothing, you know? We're not at the point with artificial intelligence where it can run itself, you know? You might not like ChatGPT, but you actually have to use it for it to do anything. You know what I mean? What did he actually win the Nobel Prize for? Probably, I'm gonna guess, developing some sort of AI modeling, like, thing for, like, I don't know. I very rapidly discovered that I have no idea what I'm talking about there. Chess Grandmaster age 13, okay, that's not nothing. A-levels at 16, that's not nothing. Lead dev on the theme park game series at 17. Fair enough. Double first at Cambridge, PhD in neuroscience. But he never done nothing. I mean, that's a whole lot of everything. Founder of DeepMind, interesting. Knighthood for services to AI, that's a bit weird. Something about the phrase knighthood for services to AI just seems kind of like something out of a Philip K. Dick novel or something like that, you know what I mean? Just a little bit sinister. Nobel Prize in Chemistry. He developed an AI that does protein analysis. Okay, well, that's incredibly difficult to do. How is that doing nothing? That's... Ugh. I don't know. Oh, folk are strange, aren't they? With their notions and their ideas. Most people are not using AI for scientific pursuits, they're using it to create slop. Ooh. Yeah, I guess. There is a lot of that going on, to be fair, yeah. It's like Night in Service to Skynet. Yeah, it was something just a bit sort of Warhammer 40k kind of blending of weird sort of Templar bullshit with advanced science. Just, yeah. Although I have to say, I am much more in favour of artificial intelligence than I am in the concept of knighthoods. So, you know, just to make it clear where my position is there. Even the slop. I mean, I guess it depends exactly what AI is being used and how it is generating whatever it is generating. Like I'm not a big fan of these like so-called art generating things that basically just accumulate a bunch of copyrighted material without giving any credit to any of the owners or producers of that material, and kind of mangling it to make something new. But then again, when you think about it, that's just kind of what human art is. is just people taking stuff that other people have done and making their own iteration of it. It's just that these AI systems remove the need for people to have to learn how to draw and paint themselves. I don't really necessarily see a problem with that in itself. The harvesting of other people's work without crediting them is very, very iffy. But again, it's just sort of what art kind of is a lot of the time. The art apps should be regulated, maybe. Yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult issue, and I don't know enough about it to really be able to say anything definitive or even sensible or really worth listening to. I reckon. I am not the one to be listening to on these matters. AI can't create, just imitate. Something ineffable is lost. Yeah, fair point. Yeah. I think if you're using like an AI, like fucking what's it called, like stable diffusion or something like that. If you're using that to make something, and then you just that's it, then I don't think that's really great. It's not the worst thing in the world, really, but it's a bit soulless and it is just churning out slop. Whereas if you were to use like stable diffusion, for example, to generate an image, and then you used that as the basis for something else, then fair enough. Because then like an actual human being is coming into the equation and using their own kind of artistic inspiration based off of this thing that has been made for them. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that at all, really. We're not talking about Data painting a portrait of his cat on Star Trek. We're talking about a program that scrapes the internet for images based on a complex search prompt and sticks it all together. Yeah, which is... Yeah, like I say, that in itself is... There's nothing artistic about that at all, really. But if you were to do that and say it like... You generated like 5 images, say, just to get a bit of inspiration for something, or maybe to generate like little elements that you're going to use in a different project. There are definitely use cases for that sort of thing. As to whether or not it's being used sensibly or ethically at the moment, I don't think so, really. But again, I don't really know what I'm talking about, so... Always bear that in mind, everyone. I never know what I'm talking about. The art could be watermarked to make it unmarketable. There are now filters that can detect AI meddling, but a watermark probably isn't going to do much. I just don't bloody know, I just don't bloody know. Right, let me build my human cannon. Just let me build my cannon in peace, please. That's all I want. Just to launch myself across the world. I am building far too many of these, but care. So the idea... Actually, this is this going to work? No, I need to do it the other way. I need to get rid of that entrance and have the entrance at the other end, and then... I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. So what you want for this is as long and straight a line as possible. So you build up as much speed as possible, and then you have a little flick at the end, a little upturn at the end, so you come shooting out of it at like a 40-degree angle, 45 I guess, and just go flying across the world. I know this is a thing that other people have done in this game. I have not watched any... I've not watched any kissing of any artichokes, because that's just a bit not on, quite frankly. I've not seen any, like, tutorials on how to do this. I'm purely winging it, so to speak. You know, winging it, flying... There was something there. Maybe. Ooh. Ah! That's not right. Hello, Banana! Welcome! How are you doing? Another huge issue is the use of AI in academic papers and legal briefs, basically anywhere that requires a lot of text to be written. Yes. One thing that I have heard of is, like, AI being used for the detection of plagiarism in, like, student, like, in dissertations and things like that. And a lot of the time, it will just produce false positives. In fact, mainly, it produces false positives. It'll be like, oh, this is vaguely similar to this other piece of work. Therefore, it's plagiarism. This thing isn't allowed. Kick this person out of school immediately. And it's like, hang on. Like, fair enough. If you've got a lot of, like, papers to review, fair enough. Have AI do like a sweep over it to kind of flag any potential issues. But then you need a person to then go in and actually go through that themselves and just do a bit of a sense check on it and that kind of thing. Basically, we are not nearly at the stage yet of removing the human involvement in artificial intelligence. And quite honestly, I hope we never reach the point where artificial intelligence is capable of just doing whatever it does without any human involvement whatsoever. Because that's a fucking nightmare scenario, potentially. Oh, why did I build so many of these goddamn support things? Bow, 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 bow. Bow, 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 bow. Right. That should be more than long enough to achieve top speed. So what we do now is we take this and we put this here and we put it up like that, and then we give it a little tilt back like that, and then we join. Oh, what? There we go. So we should come flying along here at some incredible speed and then just go whoop and off we go. So now I just need to hook up some power to the entrance and we'll see how we go. I have blocked off my tractor, but that's okay. Touch cold ridden, but not bad. House tricks, I'm sorry to hear that you're a little bit under the weather. I hope that passes quickly. Get lots of fluids and bed rest and whatever you need. I'm doing pretty good today, actually. Yeah. I had a little moment earlier where I was like, holy shit, I'm actually in just a genuinely, like, baseline good mood today. And it's because I got up again and actually did stuff with my day again before coming on stream. And you know what? It feels good. It feels good to not, like, wake up at the last minute and rush to get everything put together and then not really be kind of switched on when I come on stream. Those are the worst streams for me. Is when I'm just kind of rushing to get everything set up at the last minute and I'm not really focused because I'm still kind of half asleep and whatever else, you know? It's AI on both ends in that case. Students used AI to write their papers, then teachers use it to review them for plagiarism. Yeah, nobody's really winning in that scenario. You know? It's just a kind of a snake eating its own tail. Is it? Is that a worthy analogy? Probably not. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I am a complete ignoramus.
Hello there.
Jamie! Hello! How you doing? Know a guy who cheated on his dissertation back when the internet was just people playing email chess and arguing about the existence of God. Oh, the good old days. Came back to bite him years later in a final dissertation style. Lost his hand to a manhole cover. Blimey. Sounds like there's a story there. How the hell do you lose your hand to a manhole cover? Actually, I'm not sure I want an answer to that question. I think my imagination is robust enough to come up with some scenarios there. Never followed protocols properly. Oh, right, because he wouldn't have known the proper protocols because he cheated on doing the work that was intended to teach him that. Right, I gotcha. Slammed shut in his hand. Oh, fuck. Oh, no, I don't like that. Oh, no, that's made me sad in a lot of ways. I don't get squeamish very much or very often, but see anything to do with like chopping off hands or anything like that, I'm just like, no. Doesn't matter where I put these. I'm going to be dismantling all of that anyway. Okay, we have power for the human cannon. Time to test. I don't need to be using up that fuel. And yet I am. Whee! Woo! Whee! That's a lot of concrete to be carrying around, but we've got inventory space to spare. And we are going to be looking for very specific things. So, here we go. The other thing I want to do is take a nice run up at this. I've not really left myself good room for doing it, but should be fine. Oh, I'm excited for this. Let's see. A little bit of a slide and go. Holding down forward. Ready with jetpack. I was kind of hoping to be moving a bit faster than this. Okay, that was pathetic. And now I'm sort of stuck in midair above a huge death pit. Whoops. There we go. Gentle landing. So, that didn't really work. Why didn't that really work? Well, I wasn't going fast enough, is the thing. And I think the reason for that is I need a bit of a gravity assist with this. So, let's just... Oops. Oh god, don't start demolishing the fucking platforms. Jesus. Alright, I got a couple of them, but that's fine. Do. Hang on, you shouldn't be there. Do. Right, so how do I want to do this? I think basically where's our entrance? Down there. Basically, I just want to make as big a hill as possible. As big and as steep a ramp as can be achieved. Going to be enough, I wonder. It probably will, but I'm going to go another 10 just in case. And put flat foundation there for standing on. And let's see, transport, hypertube support. there. Clean it. That. And then this. Come all the way down here. Now, I think you can make hypertubes quite long. Oh. Oh. Woohoo. Okay. There. Turn like that. Perfect. I think you can make them about as long as conveyor belts, which is fine. I'm gonna just join it on. Come on. Where are you? There you go. Now, that's ridiculous what I'm looking at there. Right, that should do it. Okay, let's give it a whirl. Still need to hook up some power. Ba-doop-doop-doop. Ba-doop-doop-doop. Ba-doop-doop. Hypertube entrance. Power. Down there. No way it's going to reach down there. There ain't no ruddy way. I'm going to have to come down this way. Straight line. It doesn't fucking matter. Come on. Get a grip, please. Okie dokie. Thing should now be powered. Whoa, that was a mistake. Ow, my ankles! My fragile, unprotected ankles. I've never stopped to appreciate how cool the clouds are in this game. They're just very cloud-like. Which I know sounds like a very silly thing to say, but I mean, you should see some games. Oh, we get a good view of the ridiculous field of concrete that I've created. That's quite nice. Whoa, hello. Right. Let's do this. This is a bit better. This is way better. Still not that good, though. That was a bit of a bust, to be honest. Let's rub some dirt on it. That doesn't sound helpful at all, quite honestly. You've seen this big storm that's heading for Florida? I've heard about it, yeah. I've not seen anything about it, really, but I know there is a big old big old hurricane. Is it a hurricane or is it a typhoon or whatever? A tropical storm. Only on television and other news outlets. Sure, when it's here, you'll be able to go outside and look directly. Oh yeah, for sure. This guy intends to ride it out live on stream. What a fool. I hope a giant piece of driftwood doesn't fly into his face at 60 miles an hour. Why? Why do people do these stupid things to themselves? Like, there was something I saw the other day about some guy who live streamed himself sleep depriving himself for like a week. And I'm just like, what the why? Why? Nobody's interested in watching that. Well, I mean, obviously some people are interested in watching it, but fucking why? Oddly enough, we know what happens when people get sleep deprived. They go fucking crazy. Your brain starts malfunctioning quite severely, and then you die. We don't really need some fucking... I don't know how old he was, probably like fucking 18 or something. We don't need some snot-nosed little shit running that experiment for us. Like, come on! What are you thinking here? Twitter have labelled him Lieutenant Dan after the character in Forrest Gump. Yeah, because Lieutenant Dan from Forrest Gump is a person we should all be emulating. Jesus Christ. Output producers. Yeah, fucking output producers. The song is now the Scooby-Doo Poo song for you. You've been infected. Yes, man! I've done it! Because as we know, Scooby-Doo is doing a poo in the loo. And that's from me to you. Fuck that. I know, right? Just absurd. Like, I understand wanting to do some weird stunt or something like that on a stream to get a bit of attention, you know? I'm a streamer, you may have noticed that. Sorry to drop that revelation on you, but I do stream, so I do know what it's like to, you know, want to do something kind of extreme and a bit edgy to, you know, grab some extra views and likes and whatnot, but at no point have I ever considered doing anything that would actually cause me physical or psychological distress. Apart from doing that fucking tier list. That was a nightmare scenario. Gets more insane than that. Just wait till I find out about the so-called NPC streamers. I have never heard of that, but I'm a little bit wary of the term NPC being applied. Like that, it tends to be used as a bit of a right-wing dog whistle sometimes, referring to people as NPCs. So I'm a little bit concerned as to what an NPC streamer is. If it's not too upsetting, then please feel free to tell me about it. On TikTok? Oof. Fuck TikTok. Nah, TikTok's alright. TikTok's fine. I mean, it's not really, but I mean, it's no better or worse than most social media platforms, I guess, but I always kind of had this thing with TikTok where it was just kind of a bit of a sleazy place. But, you know, which is fine. Sleaziness is allowed on the internet, I guess. Just not really my cup of tea. But, that's a load of shit, quite frankly. So, do you reckon I need to make this longer? Because I don't know if I feasibly can make it longer. Oh no, it's people that straight up pretend to be NPCs in video games. They just stand out in public in costume and take donations to do particular actions or say particular things. Oh, right, okay. So it's basically just like... You know those street performers who, like... They basically pretend to be statues. It sounds kind of like that sort of thing. Like the living statue sort of thing. Although, not really, because you're not being a statue. But it's the same kind of vibe, I think, is what I'm trying to say there. NPC stream is bonkers stuff. It's a soft play area. What, TikTok? I use TikTok to look at other people's pets. Yeah, fair enough. That was mostly what I used Instagram for when I used Instagram. It was just looking at cute stuff. It's what I tried to use Twitter for, but it kept insisting on forcing me to be engaged with horrible shit, so didn't really work out. You know, you can follow like 50 accounts and no other accounts, just these 50 accounts that post nothing but cute animal pictures with not even any commentary or anything, and still the algorithm will throw horrific gore-based videos at you out of nowhere. Fuck Twitter. If it wasn't clear, fuck Twitter. It's a fucking nightmare. More so than any other social... You don't need to hear this from me. You already know this. Make the ascent taller. Yeah, I think I just kind of need to go... It just needs to be longer so that I pick up speed. I can't really make the hill any steeper than it is. I think what maybe I'll need to do is have a long ramp and then a section that is just pretty much vertical, and then a very quick upturn at the end. Let's try, first of all, just making it longer. That's what she said.
You're acting like an ape! A wild ape!
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry about that. I don't feel good about what I just said. I'm really sorry. Some guy was doing a bit as Miles Morales, and he was like going into department stores to do his bit. That is annoying, quite honestly. Leave department store retail workers in general, just leave them the fuck alone. They are not, and I say this as a retail worker myself, if somebody came into the shop where I work and started doing that kind of shit, literally every single person, staff, customer, security guard, everyone would immediately turn against them. They would be the most hated person on the planet for the few minutes that it takes for them to be ushered out of the building. Just don't fucking do it. Nobody, like, if I'm busting my ass moving delivery from the warehouse out onto the shelves, the last thing I need is some fucking dickhead coming up to me doing a bit, you know? Just don't fucking do it. He got arrested or something last I heard. Well, I wouldn't call for that person doing that to be arrested. I mean, I would never call for a person to be arrested in most circumstances. Generally, because fuck the police, but, you know. Just being irritating, I think, is not sufficient grounds for being made a criminal. You know? I know a company whose semi-official office dog has way more social followers than the company. That's amazing. That is how it should be, quite honestly. Here's the thing I found about a genre of streaming. There are a grand total of 0 really popular survival/backpacking streamers who are not Mormon. Interesting. I wonder why that would be. Makes sense, fucking Mormons. I used to live next to a couple of Mormons way back in the day. And they were actually really quite nice people, right up until the point where they started trying to indoctrinate me. I was just like, come on, guys. We're having a nice philosophical chat about, deism and, different interpretations of God and the Bible and whatnot. You know, we're having a nice time here. We're having a nice chat. I don't need you to try and invite yourself into my home, okay? Just don't do that. For fuck's sake. They somehow have the entire genre cornered. That's interesting. I wonder why. You know, Mormons in particular, I guess. They must just have an affinity for hill walking and backpacking and such like. And survival stuff. I don't know. Who knows? Who really knows? Uh-oh. Oh no, I'm dying. See, that's what happens when you get beyond the edge of the map. You just start dying. It's like what happens if I leave Edinburgh. Yeah, I just start dying. You know? Okay, what I'm gonna do, actually, is I'm gonna get rid of these two, right? And what I'm gonna do is put a flat platform there, and I'm gonna build up from here. Way up there, right? I'm gonna need a ladder to get up there. Go, come on, I'll do. So from here, I can go down almost completely vertically, as I was saying.
It's a Chaos Emerald!
It's a Chaos Emerald! Thank you very much. Miles Morales guy was doing it for long enough and was disruptive enough that they eventually had to call the authorities. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess it does get to that point eventually. Like I say, if somebody had tried that in our store, the security guards would have just ushered them out of the store, you know? But then I suppose there isn't really anything to stop them just coming back in after they do that. So, anyway. Way the hell up here. In fact, I might even go a bit higher than this. Whoa! Fuck it, I might as well. There's no reason not to try it, really. You know the comically large water bottle trend that is present on Twitch and elsewhere? That is wholly down to a small clique of Mormfluencers. What? I didn't know about that. Well, yeah, I vaguely heard about that, I suppose. You know me, I don't keep up with trends. I set trends. Alright? Sensible sized water bottles. That's the new trend. Whoa, way. Okay, so if I build, not logistics, transport, build the entrance there, right? And I think I can actually just go pure. Yeah, I can. I can just go pure vertical. I'm going pure vertical, lads. Hey! Scooby Dooby Doo, doing a poo in the loo. Doop boop 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 boop. Scooby Doo doop. Ba ba boop boop ba, boop it bow. Right, if that doesn't generate a bit of speed, I don't fucking know what will, quite honestly. Oh my god, this is making me a bit queasy. Oh, goodness gracious me. Leaning like that. So it's not completely vertical, but it's enough of a slope that I think it's gonna do what we need it to do. Oops. Now, as for the flick at the end, I think that's fine, actually. If I have it too steep, it's just going to kill all the momentum. Too shallow, and I'm just going to not fly that far, even though I might be going quite fast. So about 40 to 45 degrees, I think, is what you're looking for. Ba-bow. Ironically, that's what happens if you go into central Edinburgh or Glasgow. Instant psychic damage from all the noise and people. Yeah, I know what you mean. Have you considered designing this man cannon as a gigantic U shape? I was thinking about that, but again, I don't want the exit to it to be that vertical. I think this is about as U-shaped as I want it to get. I mean, it is kind of U-shaped. It's just the flick at the end is very, very small. I guess it's more like a weird lowercase J. I don't know. The thing is, if I make it like a sort of bell curve, like a U shape, I'll go really, really fast down, and then all the momentum will be killed by the time I get to the top and get shot out the other end. So really, what I want is like a half U shape, which is essentially what I've got here. We'll see how it goes. We can always revise our plans somewhat. A J shape. Hey! Hey, do you mind if I do a J? I watched The Big Lebowski again quite recently. I fucking love that movie so much. And I cannot explain why. Whee! Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa! Whoa, no! Oh, I'm gonna die! Oh! The big Nerdbowski. Thank you for that, Skinwalker. That genuinely means a lot to me, actually. Have you seen any other Coen Brothers films lately? I don't think I've seen another Coen Brothers movie full stop. I can't think of any, anyway. The man cannon really ties the whole base together. Sure does. Need to watch Burn After Reading. I'm pretty sure I have seen Burn After Reading, but it was so long ago that I can't really remember it. Brad Pitt's in that, isn't he? Pretty sure. Might be thinking of something else. And Hail Caesar, I again completely forgot about. I really did want to see that, but I always just completely forget about it. I've definitely not seen Fargo. Burn After Reading's so fucking good. I do vaguely remember watching it and having a good time with it. They did make some truly amazing films. Yeah, they're quite infamous. It's just another glaring oversight in my my film knowledge and experience. Like I keep saying, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I can wax lyrical about cinema till I'm blue in the face, and by Christ I do. I don't fucking know anything. I watched superhero movies, for fuck's sake. Although I am kind of getting over that phase now. Now I like superhero movies that are secretly other movies that just have superhero stuff in them. That's how I'm kind of weaning myself off the comic book movie guff. Too busy watching another Ant-Man film. Yeah. Listen, that first Ant-Man movie is pretty good. It's fine. Ant-Man and the Wasp, really bad. Actually so bad, it makes me angry how bad it is. And that doesn't happen very often. And Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania is kind of fun, but also completely pointless. And also Jonathan Majors can take a very long walk off a very, very short pier into an ocean comprised entirely of incredibly potent sulfuric acid. Right, let's test. Let's go. Okay, here we go. Speed, speed, speed. Wow. Oh, I'm going much faster. Oh, this is good. Woo! Still, I mean, that was better. It's still not giving me... It's not giving me the forward momentum that I really need. And I'm just wondering... I think it literally just does need to be longer. Does it? I don't know. Don't really know what the play is here. I think, actually, for a start, I am gonna make the flick at the end a little bit more pronounced. See what effect that has. Nope, that's not what I meant to do at all. Build it so tall it goes through the concrete plane. Just keep making it higher. I mean, I suppose it would be... I mean, I don't want to go all the way down to the ground, because I can't, because there is no ground underneath this. So I will have to build it on top of here. But I could just keep going up, basically, because I don't think there is any effective height limit. Oh, Christ, getting back up there is going to be a chore. Oh, and I need to fix the end as well. So if I make the flick at the end... See, I'm picturing the speed ramps from Sonic, where you roll down the hill, and then there's a flick at the end that propels you. I'm basically trying to recreate that sort of thing. Once again, Sonic the Hedgehog provides the answer. Right. Okay. Let's head back up here. And we'll build another... We'll just keep building up, right? This will be a little experiment just to see how high up we can build, because that'd be quite useful to know for future reference anyway. We'll just keep building up until it gives up, and then we'll go from there. I mean, there has to be some limit. It can't just let me keep building up forever. What if it does, though? Think the diagonal descent somewhat kills your momentum? You reckon? So you think maybe it'd be better just to have the vertical or near vertical element? Yeah, actually, yeah, I see what you mean. Okay. Okay. That's fine. Well, what we'll do I can't do it from here. I need to get closer. Ow! Really hurt. So really, I think what needs to happen is I just drop all the way down to what is effectively ground level, and then a quick flick at the end there. So let's just get rid of all of this. I'm gonna fall. Woo! Why do I keep doing that? Oh god. Oh, this is horrifying. Oh, don't like it. Oh, brain, unhappy. Do, 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 do. Right, so we get rid of just all of this. Didn't really think this through in terms of how I'm getting back up there, but we'll figure something out. I mean, it's basically just straight up from here, I think, isn't it? Do 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 do. Do do do. Except back one. So from like there all the way up? Yeah, that looks more like it. Do 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 do. This has got to be one of the top 10 most ridiculous things I have ever done. And that includes the time I spent an entire stream just eating a bag of crisps. Which was quite ridiculous, let's face it. Do 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 do. Would vertical to upwards be better? Yes, I'm thinking this is kind of what we need. Do 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 do. A reverse space elevator. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what Ada's got to say about this. My effective use of fix-it company time to build just a completely unnecessary machine, because it would not take me long at all to, walk this distance. It's not really that far away. Like, this is completely unnecessary, but it's fun. We're having fun. We're doing a fun thing. Fun doesn't need to have a purpose. It just needs to be fun. Well, I suppose it needs to have the purpose of being fun, I guess, but anyway. Oh, let's not get philosophical about that now, shall we? Do-do. Okay. Oh my, that's a long way down. Oh, I don't like looking at it. I don't like it. Oh, my head is a bit spinny. Yeah, a good view of the very far distance from here, though. All this stuff that we'll never ever be able to see or get to. I wonder how far out I can get before I die. Because if I've got a bunch of inhalers with me, they will completely heal me instantly, so I could just keep running in a straight line, wait until I'm nearly dead, heal myself, and just keep running. Could I reach the skybox by doing that? Can I get over to those things in the distance by doing that? That's a challenge for another day. Okay, let's do this. Let's put a thing there, right? And in actual fact, what I'm going to do is make this the entrance. I'm going to have the entrance being also completely vertical, right? Go down and 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 make sure it's a straight line and down and down and down and down and down and down. Hold on, here we go. Why does it do that? When you do the hologram thing with it, it just fucks it up. Nope, that's no good. Whoa! Right, what we need here is... not doing that! Oh! Don't worry, that's not staying there. I'm not crazy. I mean, I am, but, you know. Ah! Oh, fuck's sake. Right. Ah! It's all gone horribly wrong! Ah! Okay, we're fine. What am I doing? Right, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Goodness gracious me. Right, can I have my ladders, please? There we go. Go up. Okay, this will be a little bit easier, I guess. Woo! I am producing data which can be sold to others. This is true. Sadly. Leave my data alone, damn you. Sucked too close to the sun.
I beg your pudding.
Blimey. Blimey, Charlie. Ooh. Oh god, oh. Oh. Right. So. I'm down to about there. This is absurd! Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. Now, we're gonna have to have a little bit of a diagonal, I think. Which is gonna... It's gonna kill a little bit of momentum, but it should be fine. Actually, no, I don't think I like that. Sure, I can do it better. Like that, maybe? I mean, it looks really fucked at the end there, but it should work. Now I just need to get power all the way up there. Actually, can I build a... Oh, I can. What's the point in building all these cables and wires and things when I could just build a generator up here? Do I have any biomass on me? No. Okay, well, in that case, this is kind of pointless. Back down we go. Wee woo wah. Wee woo wah. Why did I build it on that side? Why not build it on the side where I'm going to be climbing up and make it easy for myself? Oh, you don't like making things easy for yourself? Well, fuck you, buddy. Ah, don't fall off the thing and careen into a massive chasm of doom. Generally to be avoided, chasms of doom. That would be my recommendation anyway. Whoa! Chasm of doom alert! Chasm of doom alert! Oh! Oh! I can't control myself! I'm gonna die! Excuse me. Would those long-range power pylon things go up in one jump? Never use them. I don't know, actually. I've never used those either. I have unlocked them, but I've just never... I've never needed to transport electricity over a distance that would kind of require the use of them. Actually, that's not true at all. Oh, fuck! Why did that happen? Ah! Oh, no! Just grab the ladder, for fuck's sake! Ah! You have been playing for 2 hours, and you have achieved absolutely nothing. Congratulations. Okay, we have power. Don't worry about the cables clipping into the thing. That's not going to make any difference whatsoever. Okay. What is this? Like iteration 3? Like Mark 3 of the man cannon? Person cannon, if you please. Okay, here we go. Holy shit! That's very fast! And it still doesn't really send you very far. interesting. Having it entirely vertical doesn't really seem to have made that much difference at all. How curious. How curious. It did seem worse, but well, yeah, I was kind of factoring in that I was starting from a little further back. It didn't seem... It certainly didn't seem better than the first attempts. I don't think it was necessarily worse, but it definitely wasn't any better. So, honestly, I think this whole thing might be a bit of a bust. Unless anyone's got any suggestions on how I might improve it. I'm just thinking of the... Oh, I know what I could do. Because I've got the hypertube that goes all the way out to the oil production. And if I just... That's got a lot of going downhill involved in it, which makes me pick up a lot of speed. It's not going to be more than what I just had there, though. I'm just kind of thinking with a longer kind of run-up, so that I'm going at top. I'm already. If I engineer it so I'm already going at like maximum hypertube speed before I hit the vertical bit, that should, in theory, then add like gravitationally assisted velocity to my existing velocity. In theory, does that make sense? I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna try it. Didn't build the big curl on the J. I suppose it's only got a tidgy little curl there. But I was thinking if I made it any more than that, like the further out this bit goes, the more velocity is going to be lost. I mean, it's not going to be very much, but... Let me think now. If I do this again, do it like that, but have it up there, and then... Oh, God, that's horrible. Right, put that like that, and then if I go... like that, that's not exactly lined up properly, I don't think. No, no. No, that's never going to work. I think probably... something like that. Do you reckon that's functional? Can you connect the hypertube to a second hypertube that will propel you even faster? I could do. No, that's not going to help, because as soon as I leave the end of the hypertube, I'm going to start slowing down. So the idea is to keep as much speed as possible for as long as possible. So if I come out the end of one tube and go into the end of another, and go into the start of another, there'll be that little gap in between where I'll slow down just ever so slightly. So no, I don't really see that would help very much. Maybe what I need to do, to give this a bit more of a pronounced flick at the end is do this. Do 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 do. God, that's a horrible mess. Ooh, it doesn't like that at all. Good lord. Still looks a bit janky, honestly. I do think what I need to do... Like, I think this is helping somewhat. I think basically just... like that, maybe? No, because if I go from vertical to almost completely horizontal like that, that's going to be this whiplash city, you know? But also will result in a lot of momentum loss. And that's not what we want. What if I fall into the tube? Use your own inertia and let the tube catch you. Yeah, I could do. But if I'm going to do something like that, then I might as well accelerate myself using like a big, long horizontal tube. Because if I have a horizontal tube that's long enough, it will get me up to top speed. Excuse me. It'll get me up to top speed fairly quickly. And keep me there, and then I could just have a bit where it very quickly transitions into the vertical, and then comes down, and then... Right, I'm going to keep that like that. That, I think, is fine. As our launch... As the, what do you call it, the barrel, not the barrel, the thing that the cannonball comes, the end of the thing that the cannonball comes flying out from. It has a name, I can't remember it. So, if I go all the danged way up here, once again, and then what I'm going to do is build, now this is going to be tricky, because I can't build straight out in front of me because the edge of the map will kill me. So I'm gonna have it off to one side. It's not gonna make much of a difference because there's still gonna be a bend at the end of it, whatever orientation it has. It's still gonna have that bend from horizontal to vertical. I'm doing all kinds of hand motions here, none of which mean anything. Let's call it the egress. Let's do that. So... Oh, fuck you and your non-zlooping... Zooping. I keep calling it zlooping, but it's not zlooping, it's zooping. I do love a bit of zoop. Bit of tomato zoop. Lovely stuff. Right, I think this is going to have to be quite significantly longer than I think it needs to be. Yeah, a really lovely view from up here, though. I can survey my entire domain. I pretty much can, actually, look. if it wasn't for those mountains and things, I'd be able to see all the way off to Nerdmobase Beta. Almost see over to oil. In fact, yeah, you can just about make out the train station at the fuel and plastic production site. You can see the train coming along there. Whoa, don't run off the edge, though. And see that platform there that goes along and then down, and then it goes along a bit and down again. That's where my hypertube to the refinery area goes. And at that point, going along there, I start going very, very fast. And then with these downward slopes, I start going really, really, really fast. What a beautiful world. Anyway, let's go. Let's pop this in here. And we're gonna take this all the way along to the end. Just thinking maybe that having the flick at the end. I know it needs to have the flick at the end because that's what gives me the elevation. You know, I need to be flying in an arc. There's no point being propelled straight out like a bullet, because then I will just arc towards the ground more quickly. So, yeah. Oh, I knew. It's only semi-paying attention in physics class was going to pay off one day. Whoa, Nelly. Right, that's not ideal. That's more like it. So this should be long enough to get me up to top speed. Bloody hell, it's 2:30 already. Finishing up soon, I'm sorry to say. Okay, entrance goes there. Give it some power. No, actually do that though. What's the problem there? Oh, I know what it is. I think. That should still be all hooked up. What's the problem here? Oh, it's not. What have I done? That's all hooked up to that, and that comes all the way down to there. Ah, I see what I've done. Whoa! That onto there, that should do it. Do-do-do-do. Looks like there might be junctions. Okay. If so, I wonder if you could loop around one direction for a long while, an effective loop, then change to the output route in the jump. Right, so just have a thing that just like spins me around and around and around. In theory, getting faster and faster and faster and faster. You know, there'll be a limit to how fast I'll be able to go, but that'll get me up to top speed rapidly, and then switch it so that it then shunts me to the output, and then all of that speed. Yes. That would probably work. I don't have junctions, though, is the only thing. I suspect they will come later on. Right, let's travel along to the end here and let's give this a jolly good go. If this doesn't work, I'm giving up on the plan and we're just gonna poof it manually. But first, I'm going to take a little bathroom break, if I may be so bold. Just try and stop me. I don't recommend it. A good chance for you all to get up and move about, stretch your legs, and other bits if need be. And I'll be back very shortly. And we're back. Doo-ba-doo-doo-ba-doo. Sorry, just having a look at what deals Amazon are trying to throw at me now, and I'm just like, I'm not fucking interested, mate. Okay. There's been a Nintendo. What? What do you mean? Have Nintendo announce the thing? They've released an alarm clock. Okay. For, and I swear I'm not making this up, $100. Fuck off. Fuck off. No. No, I don't want your $100 alarm clock, thank you very much. I'll buy this perfectly functional one for like $5. You know, what the fuck, Nintendo? You pack of weirdos. And I bet it is just a basic alarm clock with like a little decal of like Mario's head or something on it. And other than that, it is just a completely plain, normal alarm clock. Gamers don't need alarm clocks anyway. We live by the rhythms of the game. Whoa. I don't know what that means. Let's just throw ourselves into this tube, shall we? It's a circular alarm clock with a bog standard 480p phone screen from about 1 million years ago. Oh, square alarm clock. Right. Nothing about that other than the fact it'll have Nintendo written on it somewhere suggests to me that that needs to be $100. Circular clock, square screen. Right. No, I mean, that's nonsense. Utter nonsense. But I mean, I guess it's like a collector's piece, I suppose. Kinda makes sense. But also just why? Just why? Right, let's go. Whoosh! Mass-produced collector's piece. Ah, well, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I thought for a moment it was going to be one of these things that they just make like 100 of and then that's it. But I mean, that's kind of how Nintendo do things. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Christ, with the jetpack assistance, I actually didn't do too badly there. I honestly don't think it is gonna get any better than that, though. What an atrocity I have built. What an absolute affront to aesthetics and the dignity of my eyeballs. So, gonna try that again. But this time, as soon as I come out of the end there, I'm just gonna fire up the jetpack and see how far it takes me. I'll need to leave a little bit of juice in the pack for landing purposes. Actually, I tell you what would help a great deal is probably a parachute would be a better option than the jetpack. Now, it would kind of need to be both. Which is possible. Like, I could use the jetpack and then, like, quickly take it off and put a parachute on. You can do that. Hey, it's a Chaos Emerald. I think it was a fake one, though. And I would do it manually, but got a lot of work I'm doing here. I can't be stopping to deal with every Chaos Emerald situation. Anyway, hello Mouse. How are you doing? Lovely to see you. A monstrous carbuncle, as the king would say. Would he? You're good. I'm glad you're good. I'm doing pretty well. We have spent the last 3 hours, more or less, trying to construct this person cannon to try and fling me across the map. Because, as the stream title suggests, today was supposed to be a journey to the center of the world. And honestly, I would have been there and back many times over by now if I'd just walked. But I wanted to do this and see if it was actually possible. So, let's try that again. I'm going to try and do a bit of a run-up. Why am I making it difficult for myself when I could just do it this way? Zoop a bit out there. Zoop a bit out there, I should say. And get a nice, good run-up at this. I think he described some modern architecture as such back, years back. Yeah, it sounds like the sort of pretentious buffoonery that odious sack of crap would come out with. The cannon is easier if you use several short tubes, like 10 1-meter tubes in a row. Really? I had it set up that way before. Oh, interesting. Well, listen, this is the last iteration of this that I'm doing for today because I can't be bothered, basically. Let's just see how we do. Let's see how my jetpack assistance idea helps. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, it's nowhere near. Whoops! It's nowhere near as good as we need it to be. It has done a fraction of that distance, but it's not bad. I'm going to keep that there, mostly because I can't be bothered going back over there to break it all down. And I'm gonna keep tinkering with that. But for now, we're just gonna go on foot. We're just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. It used to be so your momentum would like double as you went through them. Right, I did wonder about that, whether or not the like the tube support things that you connect the tubes into. I always wondered if they did add a little bit of just a bit of oomph to it. I'm not sure that they do. Would be worth experimenting with. I'm definitely coming back to this idea. Have I reached the point where I'm bored of the main purpose of the game and have started trying to make my own fun with it? Maybe. Maybe I'm getting a little bit tired of the loop. Maybe. I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you, little friend. Look, Look. Juicy berries! Oh well. Turns out you can't just run up to an animal with a handful of food and yell juicy berries at it and it'll be your friend. Who knew? Do-do-do-do. Oh, it sells your data. So it's $100 for an alarm clock that is basically a way to monetize fans' sleeping habits. Fucking hell. That's... Fucking hell is all I have to say to that, really. Where are you? Show yourself. Oh, there you are. I don't need to be worried about you. I'm leaving. I'm leaving the area. Only one way to find out. True, there is only one way to find out, and that is to science the shit out of it. But, that'll be for another time, because I'm frankly sick of sciencing the shit out of things. That's a big hole. Oh, game, be kind, be good, be kind, be good, be kind. Phew. Woo. You need to restart as the nodes moved in 1.0. Oh, did they? That was cheeky of them. Oh god, that's a noise. Oh, ugh. Ooh, that didn't make me feel good in the brains. Summer sloop! Yes! This journey is already worth it. Ah! Ah! Ah!
Yes, actually.
Fuck me! It's a radioactive jumping cat hologram monstrosity.
According to you, is the shape of our universe.
It is a donut within a void within a donut within a void within a donut within the shallows, which is a ball of string wrapped around itself to contain infinite deep within the inside-out string with windows and doors and a limitless body subdividing to one resonance.
I should have waited with this question.
Okay, that was quite good. Has this thing got sufficient range to be doing this? Seems so. Bye. See you later, little kitty cats. Oh, a couple of you still kicking, are you? And that's how we do it, folks. Now, we do still have that radioactive fucking monstrosity to deal with. Tell you what, let's find another route, shall we? Because I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Oh, ooh. Don't slide off. Do do. Bow dow dow. That must have been really weird when you loaded up that save game mouse and like, 'cause you would have just had like miners just floating about in the middle of nowhere. Very odd. Oh shit, I want to avoid them. Oh my god. Oh, I do kind of want this power slug though. It's only a bluey, but I have no... I mean, I have no room. What the fuck? Alright, fair enough. Actually, no, that's not fair enough. I need room. Yeah, that should do it. Oh, nope, that's fine. Do. I do have a bin, yeah. I always forget about that. It just seems a bit odd to do that, you know. I think I'm just kind of in the way of any excess that I have. I'm putting it into an awesome sink, so I'm not kind of in the habit of just binning things. But I only really need 3 inventory spaces anyway, just for any power slugs we might find. Speaking of which, why not just go back and get this one? Nothing attack me, nothing attack me. I'm a good, nice person, and I am not carrying a big gun. Do 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 do. Ooh. Doop doop doo doo. Diddle doop diddly doo doo. Diddly doo doo. Can I make it to the center of this world before the end of the stream? Which will be in 10 minutes? Oh, fuck. Oh, no. 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 Okay. It's okay. We survived. Just. I think I just kind of answered my own question there. Shit. Right. What a predicament. This is well, I've got an obscene amount of fucking concrete on me. That's not going to help. Let's go from ground level. Doop doop doo doo. Doop doop doo doo. Dooby 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 doop doo doo. Dooby dooby doo. Oh, my gas mask filters are kind of running out. That's going to be another situation to deal with at some point. Use the word situation quite a lot. It's starting to annoy me. Doobie 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 doo. Sometimes there just is no other word to use. Sometimes something is just a situation. You know what I mean? Up! Up, 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 up! Lovely. Doobie-doobie-doobie-doo. Mercer Sphere, don't really give a shit about that right now. Oh, this is nice. Ooh, this is very nice. Oh, radiation levels off the charts. I mean, not off the charts. It's actually not that bad, but anyway. Hey, this is really nice. I like it here. Quite a lot of hatchers, which I'm not a big fan of. Now here's an interesting thing. So I've been watching quite a lot of Annie Austin, the YouTuber, quite recently, and he's been doing a lot of stuff where he's been like mapping out the routes of rivers in video games. And honestly, it's one of the most fascinating things I've ever watched. Oh, hello. Damn, that was comprehensive. So yeah, I just wanted to do a little bit of that there, because there was quite clearly a flowing river here. But the flow of it only really starts kind of about there, and then it's just kind of a stagnant pool. Interesting. Do. Uppies! We love uppies. We don't love hogs. Ow! I said we don't love you. Don't try and hug me. Oh, I love my gun. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Don't hurt me, don't hurt me. I'm just a little guy with a gun. The powerful, powerful gun. Oh, okay, you've also got powerful guns that also happen to be your faces. God damn it, will you die? Thank you. Much obliged. Oh, power slugs. There's power slugs aplenty around here. I got that one that was over there. There's another one over here. God, exploration in this game is so fucking productive. Like I have, in fact, marked on the map, you probably saw it earlier, power slugs for days. See over there? So many power slugs. Just so many. More than I could actually be physically bothered to collect. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're here. This is the center of the map. This is the middle of the world. Isn't this fascinating? What I find fascinating is the fact that we've got this this little lake here, right? Whoop. And now rivers do, obviously, or they can flow from lakes. But I just find it very interesting that there doesn't seem to be any sort of tributaries into this lake, which suggests to me that it is filled and replenished primarily through precipitation. But there is no precipitation on this planet, it seems. It has not rained once, ever. So, how does this water get here? How does it keep flowing off the waterfalls and into the rivers? We just don't know. Not everywhere is Leaf. Unfortunately. Or fortunately. Lots of slugs in the center. Yeah. That's good, because I need a lot. I need summer sloops more than I need power slugs, really, because I've got like 150 power shards or so. Oh, I've got them right there, actually. 114 power shards. Like, I'm never ever going to use all of those, you know? Well, I might, but... basically, I've got enough for now. So, I wonder if there are any sloops around. Oh, we got a blip. We got a blip, everyone. I can get 2 summer sloops on this journey. I'm going to be very happy. Come on, guys. Let's not do this, shall we? You don't want to die. I don't want to kill you. Let's just not do it. I see you, big fella. I see you. Like a boss. Like an absolute boss. Right, where's this thing? It is.
Attempt number 7,853,206. Are you there?
Orchestral tuning.
Ah, good. I think I understand better now.
Your curves are beautiful.
How inappropriate.
Excuse me?
Tell me more.
Tapestry follows the pattern. It swallows temples. It is harmonious.
If I could blush, I would.
Okay, that's quite funny, actually. Oh, is that the last one in this area? Okay. Oh, that's fine. Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted to do. Right, well, next time, it's going to be a hell of a lot of wilderness exploration, everyone. Because, quite honestly, I think that's becoming my favourite part of the game. I just need to take a break from building a lot of fucking platforms everywhere. It's kind of getting to me at this stage. Anyway, that's the stream for today, folks. Sorry to say, but I have to go away now. Let's come back over here. A little bit of the old save and exit action. I don't think there was any clips today. Hey, a Chaos Emerald. Probably a fake one, but that's okay. One for the road, more or less. Get some cracking clips yesterday, which will be going up as YouTube shorts. Speaking of which, you know the deal. YouTube. I do YouTube stuff. And there will be more proper YouTube stuff to come. That's not just me uploading Zelda VODs. But everybody loves a Zelda VOD. Ho-ho, baby. Probably. Anyway, that's enough waffle from me. Let's have a look and see who's online. Holy hell! Spoiled for choice here. But there's someone here who I think doesn't get on all that often these days, and who is frankly a delightful human being. So we're going over there. So yeah, thank you everyone for today. Had a good bit of fun mucking around with experimenting with pipes and tubes.
I beg your pudding.
I know. I don't listen to what comes out of my mouth sometimes. Well, until it's too late. I suppose by the time it's come out of my mouth, it's already too late.
I beg your pudding.
Right, I'm gonna stop now.
Hit lamb. Making a chicken.
Oh, I am making a bit of a chicken of myself, that's for sure. Right, when am I going to be on next? That's what you're all asking. Monday is when I'll be on next. Definitely won't be on Sunday. Yep. Hi, Gort. I'm actually kind of trying to wrap up here, mate. So if you could just yeah, move along. That's it. Thank you. Yeah, definitely won't be on Sunday. I know I'm not usually on Sundays. I do try to, but usually Sundays are a bit of a write-off for me. But this Sunday, I am beginning preparations for this year's LEGO Advent Calendar videos. Always have a lot of fun with those. And this year is going to be no exception to that. It's going to be something a bit different from what we've done before. So, get fucking hyped, everyone. Come on. Ooh, indeed. I couldn't have said it better myself, Mousy. What else is to come? Like I say, next month is going to be me doing a bunch of cheap-ass, probably quite shitty Switch games. Some of which you will recognise. Some of which will be completely new. Some of which will look similar to things that you recognise, but are not quite that. Anyway, that's for November. That's a few weeks away yet. Anything else to plug? I don't think so. Let's just do this raid, shall we? We're off to see Corgi! The yogurt Corgi. Just one of my favourite people, you know? Yeah, that's literally all I have to say. So, that's me away. Bye for now. Catch you all later.